Hey guys, what's going on? It's Devon Cyrus of SC Reports, and welcome to a little review. The season premiere of The Walking Dead, and holy crap, guys. Again, quick warning: I don't do a bunch of TV show reviews or movie reviews, so this isn't going to be my best work. Put people that are really good in the comment section down below. I would like to learn how to get better at this, so I'm always open to suggestions. Put somebody in the comment section down below. I'll give them a look. And hopefully I can kind of change the format for this. But I feel like I'm just going to shoot on how I felt about the episode, and however long it is, that's how long it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So, let's talk. This episode was freaking insane. Shock value wise, this is the most shocking things I've probably seen on TV for a very long time. Granted, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but in terms of TV shows that I've watched, in terms of movies that I've watched, this is probably one of the most shocking things that has ever happened. Now, we knew somebody was going to die. We just didn't know who. And spoilers, by the way, there are spoilers, so leave now, go watch the episode, come back, because we're about to jump into it. So, this episode started with Rick saying that he's gonna kill Negan. Typical Rick, right? After something bad happens, Rick normally says that. That's a very Rick thing to do. He grieves for a little bit, then he says, you know what? I don't even care, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna kill you just like I do everybody else. Negan laughs, says, really? Goes gets Simon. Simon's his right hand man. Screw Simon, okay? So he takes Rick, grabs Rick, puts him into a van, takes a hatchet with him, throws the hatchet on the table, turns his back on Rick while Rick's on the floor, starts up the van, I should say. And let's talk about that for a quick little snippet here. How badass is Negan? Negan is the most confident villain I think I have ever seen on TV. He, at every point, gave Rick a chance to kill him. But Rick was either stunned or wasn't quick enough. So, again, let's continue to talk. He drives out to that spot before where they met, before everything went down, and the group met up with that guy that got hanged, and they started burning one spot. And Negan says when they get there, look, I understand you're having a very difficult day, but now you're mine. Your group's mine. This hatchet is mine. He throws the hatchet outside and says, go get my hatchet. And Rick doesn't move at first. Negan reminds him of the situation that he's in. And surely enough, Rick is starting to bend just a little bit to Negan. Like, it's not completely, but he's starting to bend just a little bit. He's thinking about everybody and looking back at everything that happened. We got our first commercial break. When we came back, we found out who died. We saw this through the point of view of Rick. And the person that died, spoilers again, please go watch the episode. It was that freaking good. I'm spoiling it now. The person that died was Abraham. Beat to a bloody pulp. First swing, hit him. Abraham still had something left in him. He looked up at Negan and said, suck my nuts. Negan started laughing. He said, suck my nuts. He just said, suck my nuts. and literally just starts to beat the living shit out of Abraham. And at this point, you're just like, well, shit. That's crazy. And you feel bad because Abraham, probably one of the funnier guys on the show, next to Glenn, who's been more serious lately. So Abraham's kind of taken on that little comic role. But then, after that, Daryl gets a little pissed off because Negan's laughing too much, saying how Lucille's just one dirty girl and all that. And Daryl gets up, punches Negan. That could have been the end of it. But Daryl punches Negan. Negan says, that shit doesn't fly. You listen to me, or else there's absolutely going to be repercussions. And what were the repercussions this time? Spoilers, please go watch the episode. The person that got axed next was Glenn. Steven Yeun. And I joked on Twitter. I said, nah, this isn't true. This is just a swerve, just like last time when we all thought Glenn was dead. This is just Ken, his twin brother. But this is crazy. Steven Yeun, the actor that plays Glenn, is dead. He's dead. And unfortunately, it's just like, it was just such a rip to the heart because everybody said, oh, it's just going to be one person. So one person, it's out of the way. Now we can focus. No. Abraham gets it. And 5 minutes later, Glenn gets it. And it was a double shocker because first I was like, it's probably going to be Abraham. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not lying here. I'm not saying, oh, you're just saying that. I specifically thought it was going to be Abraham for some weird reason. So I'm like, oh, that's still very sad, but I kind of got it right. So that kind of sucks. That's why I don't really like to speculate ahead of the show. But then he turns and hits Glenn, and I'm like, oh shit, oh my god. And I start losing my shit because now he stopped after once. I'm like, oh, was that just like a warning? Because I know Daryl was messed up, but like, was that just a warning? Is he gonna let Glenn go? But then Glenn says, I'll find you. And then Negan just proceeds to beat the face off of Glenn too. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was so shocked at what happened that I didn't even really say anything for the rest of the episode. Like, my mind emotionally, I was done. I was drained already. That whole scene, that whole sequence was just way too much for my liking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to speed things along here because we're approaching the 10-minute mark, and I'm not sure how long you guys want to listen to these reviews. So, coming down to the end of the episode here, Negan basically continues to try to break down Rick because every time he looks into Rick's eyes, he sees someone that wants to kill him. So it's all about breaking him down, and then he goes to the one thing that can break Rick down finally. Slowly breaking Rick down, but he knows the final push that he needs was to do something really messed up. And he calls Carl over. He says, Simon, got a marker? I don't know why I'm doing the voices. Yes, Simon has a marker, throws it to Negan. Negan wraps up Carl's arm, telling him to put himself on the ground. says, Rick, I want you to cut your son's arm off. And again, this whole time, Negan is just confident, laughing, saying how if he doesn't do it, he's going to shoot everybody. He knows exactly where to shoot to make everybody's head just spray blood if he doesn't do it. And he's saying, oh, well, I know this is a very rude thing to ask, but I'm going to need you to cut very hard. Chop it like salami. Or some crap like that. Some crap like that. And the music's going and my mind is racing and I'm like, oh my god, this is way too much for one episode. But then Rick finally breaks. He starts to just bawl. And I mean bawl like he did when he lost Lori back at the prison. But this was just so much stronger. This was so much harder because this was the breaking of Rick Grimes. I don't know if Rick can ever fully recover from what Negan did to him today. I would go as far as to say that there may be a new leader. And again, I haven't read the comics, don't spoil it for me. But I think Rick has been broken for the final time. Maybe he comes back from it, but right now, after what I've seen from this one episode, no. Absolutely not. He is a broken man right now. So, again, I want to kind of summarize everything for you guys if you don't really care for a long description of what happened. Basically, this episode was 2 parts. It was to get Negan over as a badass, which he did, which these creators did a fantastic job. It took 25 minutes, not even the whole episode, for me to believe that Negan is the one person that not only can break Rick, but is probably one of my favorite villains of all time. He is just so confident. He believes that anything he says, anything that he does, cannot be matched. That's how confident he is. And I love that about Negan. So I want to give major props to the actor for that. I don't know his real name. And like I said, that was the first part. The second part was to break down Rick Grimes, which they did a phenomenal job of doing. They knew, like Negan knew, that he had to hurt Rick where it hurts, and that's his inner circle of people. Not only did you kill Abraham, but you killed someone that he considers a blood brother in Glenn. And then Negan forces Rick literally to almost cut off his son's arm. And Carl's there saying, just do it. Like, the emotional stress was just so high for this episode. It was just a phenomenal episode. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap it up there. There was a quick teaser to next episode at the end of The Talking Dead. Basically, we're looking at a new place, and this place is called The Kingdom. So we're gonna see a lot more. All we saw was a little bit of what happened. Carol was in a wheelchair, Morgan was pushing her, they're just kind of talking about where they were, and that was it. It was a very short clip. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this review. This was a crazy ass episode, and I just cannot function right now, so I'm gonna go get some rest. I have school in literally 8 hours, so I will see you guys soon, and let me know if you enjoyed and if I can get any better. Peace.